Ducati has decided the 20th birthday of its Hypermotard isn't something to celebrate quietly. 2 decades after the original hooligan bike made its debut at EICMA 2005, the Italian brand rolls out the 2026 Hypermotard V2, a machine that promises evolution, not nostalgia. Ducati clearly doesn't intend to let this icon fade into retro status, and this update aims to drag the bike firmly into the modern performance era. The existing Hypermotard 950 had fallen into a bit of a time capsule, overshadowed by Ducati's rapid innovation elsewhere. Meanwhile, the punchy Hypermotard 698 Mono arrived in 2024 and stole headlines with its single-cylinder, wheel-happy personality. Ducati needed to strike back for the twins, and the result is a V2 branded Hypermotard that carries a new identity, cleaner lines, and sharper aggression. Visually, Ducati hasn't reinvented the wheel, and honestly, it didn't need to. The Hypermotard remains unmistakably itself. Narrow, tall, poised like it's about to rob your license points before breakfast. The styling has been smoothed out slightly, but the bike still screams supermoto bad attitude more than sculpted showroom fashion. Fans will appreciate the restraint. Critics might argue Ducati could have pushed the envelope further. Under the fairings is where the biggest news lies. Gone is the old engine, replaced by Ducati's 890 cubic centimeters twin already seen on the Panigale V2, Multistrada V2, and latest Monster. This new unit pumps out 120 horsepower and 94 newton-meters of torque, numbers that make the previous Hypermotard seem practically polite. Ducati has also shortened the gear ratios because apparently 120 horsepower wasn't enough to keep this bike from trying to high-side you into orbit. Handling remains a priority. You still get a wide handlebar, aggressive foot peg positioning, and a commanding 880mm seat height. Not everyone will love climbing onto a perch that tall, but a Hypermotard was never meant for the timid. The bike is narrow between the legs, promising agility and confidence in tight maneuvers. Urban warriors, rejoice. Shorter inseamed riders, maybe stretch first. Ducati claims the SP variant sees a remarkable 14 kilograms weight reduction for 2026. But when we run the numbers, we end up closer to a 7 kilograms improvement. Marketing optimism or creative scale interpretation? Hard to say, though any weight cut is welcome. A new monocoque frame that uses the engine as a stressed component plays a major role in these gains. The rear swing arm design clearly nods to the flagship Panigale V4, reinforcing Ducati's shared DNA philosophy. Suspension differs by model, Kayaba forks and a sax damper on the standard bike, premium Öhlins AX30 fork and STX46 shock on the SP. Good news for track day addicts, even though the Hypermotard's natural habitat remains back roads and city chaos more than race circuits. The forged aluminum wheels on the SP deserve applause. They shave off 1.56 kilograms compared to the regular model's already lightweight alloy wheels. Ducati treats grams like they're gold, and the bike feels livelier for it. Expect snappier transitions and even greater flickability, making this Hypermotard feel more like a weapon than a motorcycle. Braking upgrades further separate the SP from the base version. Brembo M50 calipers replace the M4.32 units, and a carbon fender adds both style and shaving. Ducati has dialed urgency into every part of the SP, and when you pull that lever, you better be ready for reality to bend forward fast. Electronics have become a necessary evil in performance machines, and Ducati loads the V2 with them. A 6-axis IMU oversees cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control, engine braking, and a quickshifter. 4 riding modes let you pick your poison. It's safety tech, but make no mistake, it's also mischief management. A 5-inch TFT screen serves as the control hub, nicely sized without drifting into tablet territory. Ducati likely resisted going bigger to avoid distracting riders already tempted to ride one-handed while taunting gravity. Clean, modern, and functional. The SP goes absurdly further with launch control and a pit limiter. On a supermoto. Because yes, someone out there truly intends to use pit lane speed control between alleyway sliding and wheelie competitions. Ducati is leaning into chaos culture here, and we can't even be mad. Riding position hasn't changed dramatically, and that's reassuring. The Hypermotard has always leaned more supermoto than sport naked. Upright, Wide control radius, chest forward, head on a swivel. It's a riding stance built for aggression, awareness, and inappropriate behavior in roundabouts. The real-world relevance of 120 horsepower on a supermoto chassis may be debated, though. The Hypermotard's charm was always its ride hard, laugh hard energy, not lap times. Ducati seems confident the chassis and electronics can keep up, but we'll reserve judgment until tires leave the pavement for the first time. Fuel range will likely remain modest, considering Ducati hasn't mentioned a bigger tank. Hyper riders burn energy, fuel, and rubber at alarming rates anyway, so maybe that's part of the lifestyle tax. Still, long ride practicality has never been a strong suit, and nothing here suggests 2026 changes that. Build quality looks predictably high. Ducati doesn't phone in craftsmanship, especially on emotional motorcycles like this. Expect crisp welds, tight assembly tolerances, and styling details polished enough to make rival manufacturers sigh. Is it accessible? Not particularly. Seat height, power, and price conspire to make this a machine for confident, experienced, and slightly unhinged riders. Ducati knows its audience, and the Hypermotard V2 caters directly to thrill seekers, not beginners or budget hunters. Ducati will offer an A2-friendly version, which is almost comedic given the bike's personality. Detuned or not, this is like offering a caged tiger as a family pet. Riders stepping up from here better brace for the leash snapping one day. At €15,790 for the standard model and €19,990 for the SP, Ducati isn't pretending this is an everyman machine. You pay for pedigree, engineering, performance, and a license to misbehave. Plenty will grumble about price inflation, but Ducati has never aspired to be a bargain brand. Overall, the 2026 Hypermotard V2 feels like Ducati doubling down on the bike's essence. Louder, faster, smarter, sharper. Evolution rather than revolution. Will purists be happy? Most likely. And skeptics? They'll still argue no one needs this much power in a supermoto. But since when has the Hypermotard ever been about need? Ultimately, Ducati gives us a modernized celebration of chaos, skill, and Italian attitude. 20 years later, the Hypermotard refuses to mature quietly. Riders wouldn't want it any other way.